Today we have an oil pan on a 2019 Nissan Sentra. Something has come off the road and punched a hole in it right here. So we're going to take out all these 8mm and we're going to remove this plastic pan here that blocks some of our bolts. And they're held in with 10mm. The oil pan itself is held in with 8mm. And while we're at it, we're going to do an oil change because it's going to get all the oil changed out of it anyway. So we're going to put a new oil filter on it as well. Is that silicone? That looked like a gasket. They might have just used silicone on this, man. I think gaskets are nicer, to be honest, than just silicone. We'll see. It might be a gasket. I can't tell. I thought that was a gasket, but now it's looking like it might have been just such an even coating of silicone. It squeezed out evenly around the edges and made it look like a gasket. You may have to take a screwdriver or a small pry bar. Whoops. I'll be gentle about this because your engine block's aluminum, so you don't want to we don't have to care too much about the oil pan because the oil pan itself's getting replaced. It's already got damage. It's not going to get much more damage, so if it bends or something, that's fine. Definitely don't want to harm the aluminum parts. Find good spots. Pry it off evenly if possible. Kind of need to come from the other side. It's hard to get from this side. Okay. Take our lady finger. Work around. Side. Gently, gently. We got a hole here, 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 and here. Kind of see it a little bit through the crack hole there. There's multiple holes in there. Alright, we scraped off our old gasket off. Got a little bit more coming off here. Want this perfectly smooth because we're going to go back with an actual gasket. It's a dipstick. Yeah, I want this perfectly smooth. That's beautiful. There we go. Nope. Alright, we lightly oiled our gasket. Put the oil filter back on. Our new oil pan. We gotta do gasket. The gasket came from Federal Mogul. They got it. Originally, this may have been siliconed on. The gaskets are so much nicer. So much more viable. Especially given that they put this oil pan so even with the lower bottom half of this car that there's a possibility someone might be here again one day. We hope not. But we're going to start by putting one bolt in. Go around. Put another bolt in. That way everything's lined up. 2 bolts on opposite sides. And then do the same kind of thing, but make it a plus sign. Make sure your gasket's lined up through the holes. And wiggle around, make sure you catch your threads right. You know, make sure your threads are clean too. If you come across one with junk on your threads, wipe it off. If there's a little bit of if you get like silicone or something trapped on the threads, it might not tighten properly for you. The important thing is that you don't over tighten this, especially since we have a gasket in there now. You want to tighten it just the way an 8mm bolt should feel tightened. It shouldn't have that much torque on it, and you shouldn't be squashing your gasket to the point you're bending your oil pan. You want to tighten them up so they feel really snug and nice. And as that gasket gets a little soaked with the oil, it'll seal a little bit better. And you should never see a problem with this for the life of the car. $100,000 miles or so. Okay, I am not going to use an impact to put these back on either. We're going to use a 1/4" ratchet. Like I said, just going to go around in a crisscross pattern and snug them down and then tighten them in that same pattern. 8mm ratchet. We'll go around and crisscross. I'm not tighten them just yet, just going around. We want it snugged all the way down flat. That's all we're doing right first. Well, the reason we do that is so we don't warp our pan. It's not likely this little bitty pan's going to get warped, I know. But I'm going to do it right anyway. You do it however you want to do it. You want to go in here with an impact gun? That's on you. But I know I'm not stripping any bolts here. I'm not over tightening anything this way. I know it's getting a nice even torque across this oil pan gasket. Never ever leak again. Once you've gotten a good crisscross pattern going around, it doesn't really matter. You can just go around tight, snug them down. crank them down. Now it's evenly up. And this little ratchet does not allow me to over tighten anything. Even if I was using both arms and whatever, this 3-inch handle does not allow me to over tighten anything. You're not going to be breaking any bolts with the 3-inch ratchet, I promise you. Alrighty. It's going to do it. Now I'm going to loosen that oil drain plug and tighten it back up just to make sure, just to ensure that it has a good tightening. It's not going to fall out on us after he drives down the road. Tighten it back up. I just wanted to make sure it threaded nice. Okay, that's it. Put all the oil in it. Oh, we got to put our this thing back on. Should have been another one of those. All right. That's beautiful.
And you post this on YouTube?
Yeah. Oh, it's going to sound so much better. It's ready. It's ready to be cranked up. I'm going to double check this. Well, it should be over because our oil filter is empty right now. And when it hadn't run yet, it'll read over. But then after we've cranked it and run it, the oil level will drop after this. Oh, there's oil in it. You may have to crank it up so we can see that better. It's full. So. That's good. Nice. All we got to do now is double check our oil level, make sure we didn't lose any more oil running it. This thing here, see this thing here underneath?
Yeah.
Something caught it and it's just like, I'll see if I could put something in there. Something caught it really bad.
What is that?
Is your air dam? I wish they'd put skid plates under this. I know they're a pain in the butt, but man, they should have protected that oil pan better. I guess that's what your only protection is, this front skid. It doesn't really. Let me see. I may have a push connector. Alright, I got one in there. There was another one missing in the middle there somewhere, but that'll hold it. I mean, the next curb you hit there, it might rip it back out again. This is how they designed it. I'll check this oil as it run it. Now it's filled up the engine, filled up the filter and all that. on the full mark. Hard to see because it's brand new oil. And it might darken up a little bit after you drive it. But that's synthetic, it stays.